You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Thank you for joining me, your Aquarius water-bearing hostess, Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, and you are watching Divine Encounters. Tonight is Supernatural Story Night, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you at home. But first, make sure you have your high-quality H2O, because this won't be a passive viewing experience, but one where you will be shifting your energy. So to your health, wealth, and prosperity. And if this is your first time watching, make sure you like and subscribe. I am live streaming every Sunday and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and I have been for the last 2 years. So girl ain't going nowhere. And make sure you share this message with a friend, because sharing this message allows other people to find solace or a message within this feed, as well as you're sharing the blessing as well. And if you yourself have had a supernatural experience that is inspiring and uplifting, and you want to share that with our audience, email me at divineencounters@e360tv.com. And of course, we are here to empower and uplift one another. So if you are about self-growth and development, check out my free group, meetup.com/awakened Philadelphia. I host here a monthly meditation for free and a monthly group healing for free, as well as check out our Facebook group, the Seekers Challenge Room, where we're going to put in questions to uplift and inspire you and get to know yourself, as well as challenge you to become a more closely aligned with your adventurer side. Super excited to be here today. All right, so we're going to bring on my guest today. His name is DJ. He will be the youngest guest that we've ever had here on the show. I'm very excited to have him on to give you his perspective on this world, and to also kind of show you guys how it's never too young, never too early, or never too young to start doing what you love the most. All right, so let's bring on our guest. Hey, DJ, thank you for being here.
It's nice to be here. Thank you for letting me on.
I am so excited to have you. I had to schedule this with your mom like 100 times, so I'm glad, and I feel honored to have you here. Let people know at home a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Alrighty, so my name is DJ. My real name is Diego Flores, but I'm a junior, so that's why they call me DJ. I'm 15 years old, and as you know, I'm the youngest on the show. I live in Texas, and I am into the spiritual community. Kind of one of the youngest ones known a little bit. And my mom, the unique Tanya Lee.
Wow. Well, thank you. And I can't wait to hear all about your supernatural story time. So, DJ, I like to start off every single episode by raising the vibe of the show. And with that, we introduce a collective theme of the week. And so I'm going to read a little bit about what that theme is today. And then at the end, I would like you to share with us your interpretation, or what resonates with you or what doesn't resonate with you. So for you guys at home, to that I say, what's good? All right, so the card here is the Page of Inspirations. And the key prompts are: a million sparks of ideas, all the enthusiasm at the beginning, brainstorming and planting seeds for new projects of futures, successful starts, the vibrancy of youth, that's so funny, a zest for life, ideation and creativity, and exciting possibilities. And here is the message. The prompt is rain clouds and creativity. A cloud of ideas blooms overhead, popping with the excitement of what could be. This page of inspiration really can't help herself. She always has 1,000,001 thoughts flowing in succession, and all of them carry sparks of infinite possibility. She laughs at the thought of putting each one of them into action. She will be the first to tell you that she will gift you an inspiration, a thought, a reason, a bright rain at the end of a drought. But it is not her zone of genius to make that idea into reality. That's your job. This is your job, my love. That is your job, my love. Her rainbow hair sways in the wind, and another idea pops effortlessly, this time for someone else, as she drizzles a symphony of solutions, answers, and potentials. She shares them freely. And now it's your turn to root into your belief, hope, and faith and take action to make them real. And here's a little poem. Inside my mind, this cosmic spark and all the lines of light, a code that dives deep in the dark with radiant shards of sight.
Wow.
All right. That's pretty amazing, right?
That
I
was
love
a
this
great
card.
one.
How do you feel about this message, DJ? Does any of that resonate with you?
All of it really resonated with me. I really like that. All of it, in my opinion, I think so. I think all of it has resonated to me, at least.
Anything from this muse of, this page of inspiration stand out to you?
You know, it's just ironic about the creativity. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love to create things. I love thinking of possibilities. Even if I fail, that's all right. You know what I mean? Just kind of put yourself out there and just think of things, at least as a possibility. I love this.
I think that is great advice for anybody. Even if I fail, it's all right. Because you know what? If you fail, you just get up, dust yourself off, recalibrate, and start over.
That's right.
and really in creation, there is no failure because as long as you're moving, you're still winning.
Mm-hmm. And you always learn.
And you always learn. I love this. Thank you for that. All right. Oh, wait. Let's do our angel blessings for the collective as well. So if you are in that page of inspirations modes, here's your blessing card for the collective success. We can't ask. Look at that. We can't ask for a better blessing card than the success card. It's telling us you can do it. You're going to be successful at it. I just kind of want to say, just try, right? Just try.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this. And have faith. Try and have faith in yourself and hope and aspirations to what you want to achieve. I love this. And if you're watching this, make sure you claim your angel blessing in the comment section below because the angels want to work with you, but they respect your free will. So I'm going to claim this for myself. I know that's right because I would like success and faith. And I'm creating right now as well. This is a pre-recorded. So this will be airing while I'm in Texas. And while I'm in Texas, I'll be creating.
There we go.
So it's in alignment. Fantastic. So I like to do the energy refill now, DJ. And that's basically just, we're going to send some Reiki to the audience. And I usually like to work around the prompt that we had today, those key words that kind of inspired us. So let's see. Let's use some intentions for successful starts. It's springtime. So I think this is the very perfect card for this. So before we get into anything, while I play this clip, I want you to assess where are you at, DJ, energetically from 1 to 10. 1, this is the least amount of energy I can have. 10, this is the most amount of energy I can have. So hold on 1 second. Look at that, and then tell us when we come right back. So what are you feeling right now in this moment, energetically?
Right now, energetically, I'm feeling about a 7. I feel about a 7. You know,
That's
pretty good
good.
ratings. Not the worst, but it's not the best. But it's definitely not right in the middle. I like it.
It's above average.
That's right.
For myself, I've had a long day and I've done a lot of things today. I'm going to say at like an 8.5 still, though.
Ooh.
Although I know after this, I'm probably going to be like, okay, time for nap. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a bell. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock and we're going to energetically receive. So put your feet flat on the floor. You want to have your palms face up in the receptive position with the intention of successful starts, and let's get to it. All right, eyes are closed now. Breathing in beautiful spring energy into your body. Feel that full expansion of the breath in the chest, in the abdomen. And as you let go, you're making and creating space for newness, for revitalization, for what is to come. Having faith that everything will be working out in your favor and what will need to occur will occur for you, okay? And just breathing in those seeds that we are bringing into our body, those seeds of light. Exhaling any trouble, any negative beliefs, any limited beliefs, and we're going to just let that go here. One more time, breathing in these seeds of light, seeds of beginnings, full expansion, letting that body relax, letting all the tension fall down to the waist-side. One less exhale, honoring the self, bringing compassion to our hearts. And we're going to bring our left and our right palm to touch one another in front of our hearts in prayer position. And we're going to bow to this moment that we've created for ourselves. Namaste. And then you guys can gently open your eyes at home and come back to the here and the now. If you have water beside you, this is why we invite you to have the water in the show, because electricity flows best through water. And then let us know in the comment section below, what are you feeling energetically now from 1 to 10? Did you feel, and if you felt anything, did you feel hot or cold or pressure or changes or tingling or release of any kind? We would like to know. And DJ, so tell me, what did you feel if you felt anything, and what is your number?
So right now it goes down to a 6.5, but the reason behind that is, for me, when you have less energy, it just means, for me, you're more relaxed a tiny bit, you know? And what I felt during that, I always have a strong tension, especially in my shoulders and in my neck. It's just like half of my chakras, they feel tense. And so whenever I do that, I don't do it that often. But once I start doing it, it just gets rid of so much stress, so much overthinking, so much just doubt. And it just brings your energy, not in a bad way, but it just goes down and it feels great.
Calm, more calm.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can come down in your energy and be more calm and more centered and more grounded. Yes, for sure. And sometimes being at a 10 for like a long period of time isn't helpful either, because then you're too much, you know, and then you can burn out when you stay up here in the higher chakras for too long. And I'm sure you know that when you channel too long, you're like, oh, what happened there? Yeah, you crash and burn. For myself, I feel I'm releasing from the temples. And I feel like that's because, again, this is pre-recorded, but next week when I actually am gone, there's a lot of moving parts for me, because I'm trying to find also somewhere to live in Texas, at least for an extended period of time. I'm not sure for how long, but I'm trying to find a new home there so I can work with the intentional communities that are there, because we don't have that in Philadelphia, unfortunately. But I feel like I'm releasing a lot from the mind, which is good, because that way, you know, it doesn't cloud. It doesn't clutter. It's just like, okay, don't worry. And that's what I feel like I'm getting for that. And I also feel heat in my body and tension releasing from the back of my neck, which is the area of threat. And when we're going into unknowns, we can feel threatened by the unknowns, and the shoulders are responsibilities, what we should do, what we shouldn't do, how we should act, how we shouldn't act. And that's nice to just drop all of that down to the earth. Woof, love it. All right. So my kind young man, I hear you have a supernatural story time you want to share with us. So we're going to jump into that right after. I'm just going to pull this up real quick. We're going to go into a real quick commercial, and then I would like for you to share with us your supernatural story time. So let's do it. All right, DJ, the floor is yours. I know your mom prompted me about your paranormal experiences, working with the paranormal. So, should we start there?
Yeah, we can start right there.
All right. So, tell us what it's called, what it's about, and what you do there.
So we don't have like a crazy name, but with the paranormal investigators, we travel around Texas, sometimes a little bit in Oklahoma, and whenever there's reports of, oh, this building it feels off, there's something in it, or and even abandoned facilities that promote that, we go in there for overnight, maybe even till like dawn of the day, and we just express and we try to figure out, you know, how it is, what type of energy we're feeling there, what type of spiritual connection is there. And recently we went to one, I believe it's over near Central Texas, and it's a house, and with that house, you basically is a walk-in. It looks like just an ordinary two-story house. Got about 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, actually three now. But people, it's now a business there, and so our I guess it would be our host of the occasion. She has a setup to where once every couple of months we visit there. We haven't gone to recently due to some personal matters with the owners, but we went there not too long ago, and we had a big encounter. I mean, I think the biggest I've experienced in my life. And what happened was that we have like a walk-in, and they have a little shop right in the entrance. Just you got to promote. But to the left of it, there's only one area that has like power and energy and all that into it, and that's where we set up camp and all that, just so that way we have a little. It's like a safe spot. We sage that area. We make sure
Mm.
that's our little safe collective, because you don't ever want to let in negative energy, even on accident. And if you have a safe point, you will be more safe. And we have a couple cameras set up around the place, and there's an upstairs and a downstairs. Now, for a couple hours, we were kind of we had spirit boxes, we had all the ghost hunting tools, and it was working. We were able to talk to some of them. We've had some encounters for me before, and even at that house where they've called me some not so nice names. I don't
Ooh.
want to say them, but basically based on me and what I look like. And so we already knew they're not hostile entirely, but there is one of them that felt aggressive, at least towards me and towards the owner, because our owner, bless her heart, she is an amazing person, but she just loves making sure that we get something, because she loves talking to them. She loves making sure that it's worth our while. It's not nothing there. They want to at least talk. She doesn't what is it? Be the aggressor. She definitely doesn't cause no problems. She just wants to she makes sure we do our things right. She makes sure we follow our rules, all of that. And so it was near the end of our trip. Um, since we're in a neighborhood, we can't be too loud and all that. So we keep our volume control, all of that. And when you're in the safe room, you have to be quiet. You can't cause any mess. You can't move chairs around and all that, because we could pick that up as a spiritual encounter, and we can also
Oh, okay. So when you're listening back to it, you might not remember, oh, I moved the chair.
exactly.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it.
And so we don't whisper. We make sure when we talk, even if it's towards just somebody next to us, we make sure we speak at this volume
Mm.
right here, because we don't want no accidental pickups. Because on recording, your voice might sound different, and you might not even know. And so we had one incident. I got confident. It was the first time in a long time I was confident. I love doing paranormal stuff. I love doing spiritual stuff. I love all of it. But I'm still a kid, and so I still get a little bit scared. Especially going into dark places by myself. I don't handle darkness that well, but I felt confident. So I was like, all right. You go right upstairs, and then you walk a little bit to the right, and you turn there, and it's a child's room. So it has a crib, it has a rocking horse, it has a bed, and then it has a couch and a chair for you to sit on. And so what we have in there was we have a little cat toy where when a cat plays with it, it'll light up. And we also have a little I forget what the tool's called, but when it feels the energy, it'll start dialing up in it, and it'll start making noise. And so I sat in there by myself. There's a tool I use on my phone. It's very accurate. It's a very trustworthy app that I use, and I use it to communicate because for me it's a lot easier to speak to them than it is just to guess off their answers. And
Mm.
so I did it. I was talking to them for a little bit. I was asking how they are, how they feel about us being there. A couple people liked it. Some were kind of annoyed by it, but not mad about it. But there was one that was very vague with their answers. And that's the person that calls me not so nice names. And there's also a story behind it where there was a person there that actually does not like people of, let's say, like colored people and women. That's, what? Okay. So they have they have their own little room, but apparently sometimes he walks around. At least that was the story told to me. But I never saw that before because I've been there, I believe, 5 times at that point. So I was like, okay, I'm safe because I was scared of that man. I was scared after the stories I was told. But we walked in there, and then the owner, it's a lady and her mom. They kind of run the business, and so they come in and they're like, "Hey, can I join you?" I'm like, "Okay, of course." And so one sits next to me and one sits in the chair. Now the one sitting next to me, remember, she's not aggressive and she's not an aggressor, but she does love, if they talk bad about us, they're like, "Hey, please don't do that. Please speak clearly," all of that. And so when they walk in, though, that spirit comes out more and is more ruthless and is more aggressive. Did not really like that there. I guess that there was 2 women and a person of color, in there, especially a kid. Probably doesn't like kids that much either, and so he start being more mean. And
Ooh.
we tried talking to him, we tried to understand him, and then there's a couple of the spirits that were just saying like run away, he mad, all of that. So we're like, who's mad? Who's after us? But then all of a sudden I close my eyes because I'm already in the dark. So whenever I get tensed up, I just close my eyes because I'm still there. What I mean, no
Yeah.
views change. And then with the couch, there's a bathroom, like let's say about right here,
Okay.
and I close my eyes and I see something move. Even though my eyes are closed, something moved right in that doorway. So I look over there, and for me, I know some people can figure out like the figures, the hair color, all of that, and some people don't. For me, I just see a black figure. It stand for me. When I saw it, it was just a tall man, and that was it. There was no distinctive features. All I knew was that it was a tall person standing right there. And I tell them that I tell the 2 ladies, and I tell the spirits. I'm like, who is that in the doorway? Now I'm very trusted, and I prove that I'm able to sense those type of things. So they start asking too. But then he starts getting more ruthless, and all of a sudden, we start smelling smoke and we start seeing smoke. The light started going out a little bit so we could see a little bit of the room.
Ooh, look at that.
And all of a sudden there's smoke. We can see it, we can taste it, we can smell it, and we can feel it. You ever walk past like a barbecue and you feel that smoke? Feels
Yeah, yeah.
that feels just like a campfire.
So it wasn't, just for clarity, it wasn't an ethereal smoke, it was a physical smoke.
Yes, it was a physical smoke. You could taste it, you could smell it, you can feel it, all of that. And so we're freaking out. We think there's a fire downstairs.
Right.
So
Anybody would.
exactly. So we run down, and we got this on camera. That room in there, though, the 2 cameras don't work that well. We know
Okay.
one of them is just because of a wiring issue, but the other one just cuts in and out sometimes. So at that moment, it did cut out. And we run downstairs. We're like, hey, did anybody start a fire? They're like, no. Why'd you run down? And we were like, well, we smelt it. And we go outside because maybe just the neighbors started a campfire, all that. Maybe there's smoke in the air. No smoke anywhere else in the house. It's clear as day in the other houses. But if you put your light on, I went back up there and I turned my flashlight on. It's very foggy. It's never like that. And so
Oh.
knew there was nobody around us, no neighboring houses starting a campfire, and we knew nobody started one. And even the smoking areas are outside, a little bit far away from the house.
Okay.
It's on the opposite side of the place. So we already know that's none of the possibilities. So when you go back up there, you can still taste and hear it, but it's only in that room. Only in that room.
Mm.
You could stand right in the doorway, step 1 foot in, you'll feel it on your leg. The
Ugh.
craziest experience I think I've ever experienced.
It sounds tasty.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. So how many nights did you not sleep after that?
Well, when we left there, it was around 5 o'clock. My mom was tired, so we slept in the car right outside. I didn't feel comfortable sleeping that night. I was just, I'll keep watching the place. I'll be the security guard of the night.
I'll be the brave one. I'll keep watch.
I'll keep us safe.
Wow. So how did you guys get into the whole paranormal scene?
So the paranormal scene actually started from the spiritual community, and a couple years ago, it's almost been 6 years now. My father passed away.
Hmm.
He had some kidney problems, and I was a kid at that time. I'm 10 years old, so I turned 10 not even that long ago. So I wasn't processing it. But he was put into hospice, and so we just let him into our house. And the night not even the night, the day he died, it was around 2 to 3 o'clock. He just stopped breathing. We got the nurse pronounced it. Everyone was starting to break down, and I was the only one that didn't. Immediately, I just went to my room. I have this Christmas blanket. I don't have it on me, but it was a Christmas blanket. And right now, it's not as tall as me. It's way shorter. It's like half of my height. I still sleep with it to this day. But there's a photo that my mom took, and it was me just laying on the bed, and I just wrapped the blanket around us, and I just went straight to sleep. I just
Wow.
immediately, first reaction, sleep with him. And I can't remember entirely the whole dream I had that time, but I do remember we were walking, and I was walking him to the light. That was the last part I remember of my dream.
That sounds so beautiful. It
I didn't
does.
understand it at that time. I thought it was something. I thought it was just something random. Now I look back at it, I'm like, okay, I think I know what it is now.
So what do you think it is now?
I think I was helping him. I think I was helping him be more comfortable with this. I think I helped him, like, even though it was just a last minute, it just happened in that minute. I think it felt like an eternity in there. So it felt like I was walking him into now the spiritual area. This is what it's going to be like now. Whether you move on or not, you're going to be right here. And so then I walk back into, I guess it's like I was a spirit, and I walked back into my body. So it was
So
like
like
that.
astral projection?
Yeah, it was like our souls and our energy just walking each other, and dropping him off to the light, which I think is the spiritual area, and me coming back. And so for a while, I was just out. I was just, I couldn't handle things well. I distracted myself with video games and all that, just to kind of, cover it. And then one day, my dad was a roofer. He did roofing jobs, and so I had borrowed his ladder, and I actually put it against this huge tree that we have. Like, it's about like 1 story tall, like past this roof type of tall, very thick wood. And I climbed it, and I sat down. There was like a perfect spot that was just made for me, where I could just sit down and lay back, and it was like caved into where it was perfect. No ants. We had a big ant problem, but for some reason, right at that moment, there was no more ants there. And I sat there, and I actually kind of fell asleep. I didn't entirely pass out, but I did just rest there. And then I saw him. I saw him
Wow.
in that moment. I could see his little small mustache, his short hair, his skin, his eyes, all of it, perfect to perfect detail. And I didn't notice it or I didn't know, not notice it, but I didn't realize it at first. But that was my first spiritual encounter ever.
Oh, wow.
And during that time, my mom would find feathers and all that. It was outside, okay, on the porch. It was on the door, okay. But one day we found it in the microwave, and so we knew something was up.
Wait, what did you find in the microwave? You
A
found feathers in
feather.
the microwave?
A feather. Yep, a feather. A feather. Full feather. Not
What
temporary.
kind of feather or what color feather was it?
I think it was like light white, like light grayish. No, nothing past like grayish, dark gray, like just gray, a gray feather. just at all. Just a gray feather, not tampered with. There's no little slices in it. It's just perfect. Just in the microwave.
What did you think that meant?
I thought my mom was playing with me.
Why are you putting your feathers in the microwave, Mom?
I put it in there. I'm like, no, I didn't mess with it. And then we just started realizing, we were like, is that a sign? Because at first we didn't believe in that.
Right.
At first we believed, oh, when you pass away, you just go. You don't stay here. But once we noticed that, and then once I told my mom about that, I think we just started realizing, hey, there's something more than just life and death. There's something more than just our body. It's not just a body now. And so over time, we just built it like that. And then over time, we realized, hey, this is actually really cool. This is about like 4 or 5 years later. I think about almost 2 years ago, we found their page, and they actually invited us to come along because the owner really liked my mom's work over that time. Okay. And she just wanted us to be a part of it. And she helped us, free admission, we don't have to pay to come, just come over here, stay the night if you want to, all that. Just come over and do trips with us. And that's what we did. And ever since then, that's what we've been doing.
That sounds like an amazing, fun time.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little scary, though.
Oh, and you know what? And it doesn't matter if you're 15 or 50. It's going to still be scary.
Yeah.
It's still going to be scary. I've only ever done the one paranormal investigation, and that was on Stranded, a Snapchat original series with Sam and Kobe, the influencers. And I've only ever done that one experience, and I think I'm good. I think I'm good. We almost got our RV almost exploded. One of the producers knocked the front tooth out. The whole tooth went. I lost my hair. I had to wind up in the hospital. I lost all this hair off my head. Like the next day when I got home, I wound up in the hospital. And it was just chaos. It was just chaos on chaos. But I cleared everything to the point where somewhere that part, Centralia, that had been under, in fire for 150 years, after I cleared it, DJ, it hailed. I closed the main portal that was there, and hail came from the sky. And then the 1 year to the day of when we went to visit, they actually covered the whole area we were at in earth. They covered the whole highway and dirt, and
wow.
Returned it back to the beginning. So, I got an energy buzz saying that. So, our presence there does help. So, what makes you so brave?
At first, for especially teens, I mean, we have to experience, going through puberty, becoming an adult, all of that. So it's very hard to build that confidence and braveness. But I think what built me to be brave was the support from my mom, being able to, realize it's more than just this life, made me feel more confident. Because before you discover this, you're like, man, I only have one life. I need to make sure I keep it, or else that's it. You know what I mean? But then when your perspective starts changing, you're like, wait, do I have more opportunities? Am I able to live just this? Well, what do I want to do? What I want to do now? And so you take the opportunity to just do what you want to do. There's not, I wouldn't say there's no consequence, but you definitely will be able to, not live with regret. I think that's a big factor in anybody's life is regret. Fear and regret is the strongest things against us. So if you're able to at least overcome regret, you're going to overcome doubt. And if you're going to overcome doubt, you're going to overcome regret. Okay, so I need you to be real honest with me. Yeah.
How old are you really?
Almost 16 though. Almost 3 more months and I'm 16.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I got the birth.
Now how old is your soul? That's really what I want to know.
Ooh. I never really looked into that, but I feel like if I were to take a guess at it, about like 38, if anything.
I love you so much. You have some great answers here, and you are such a blessing to the world. I have seen you with your mom in her group give messages. So are you channeling now?
I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to make sure I'm ready before I do most of it. Make sure I know entirely what I'm going to get into before I do it as not a part time, but as a more common thing. When there's special events and all that, I love doing it. I love being able to kind of build an audience there. I know a lot of people love me doing it, but before I get into it big time, I want to make sure I'm ready. I want to make sure I'm going to be able to do this right and not be afraid of it. Because even though I
Mm.
do have confidence, I also still have fear that I haven't
Mm.
overcome just yet.
What kind of fears do you think are holding you back right now?
I think right now it's just since I feel as if I'm not prepared just yet. I think my only fear is just uh, giving people false hope. I think that's always been a big fear of mine, and I just want to make sure if I'm gonna have faith and confidence, I know I'm gonna give other people faith and confidence. So I want to make sure I have that.
I want to tell you a little quick story about false hope. Okay. Last week I was in South Carolina, and years ago, okay, when I woke up, I had gotten a very unusual message. My mother, she never met her biological father. Okay, my mother, I'm not going to say her age, but she's definitely 3 times older than us. And she didn't know her biological father. And my grandmother told my mother her father was dead.
Mm.
When I woke up, I knew he was alive. Now, talk about false hope. So I did a reading from my mother, and she's asking me about her father that everybody says is dead. And here I am, the person who's channeling, and I'm about to tell her, no, he's not dead. And I was afraid because I thought I'm about to give my mother false hope.
Mm.
Okay. Let me tell you how, when we did the research on Ancestry and 23andMe, you know what we did last week, DJ? After 5 years of work, starting from this message from Spirit, we met her biological father last week, 77 years old. He never knew she existed.
Wow.
So I'm going to give that to you. You do with it what you will. No, I'm serious. Don't you ever for a minute think that you're giving too much of something. There's no such thing as too much hope. There's no such thing as too much faith. Because the reality is, DJ, as adults, all we see are obstacles. All we see are limitations. And that's because we didn't get that support like you have from your mother to go and face those fears, to go into the unknown. So I hope my story inspires you to let that go, because you might have someone in your life in the future who's never met their dad. And only because of the message I gave her did she have the courage to go seek. And now she has become whole and healed, all because of a message from Spirit.
Wow. That definitely inspired me. I'll tell you that.
So
I love that.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And I lived through that. Wow, this was wonderful. DJ, do you want to plug any of your mom's groups while we're here?
The spiritual collective. My mom definitely has a lot of groups, but all of them are great. All of them are unique. That's including the name, the Unique Tanya Lee. If you check her out on Facebook, Unique Tanya Lee, you'll be able to see all the groups. There's a spiritual collective, and we're also starting to plan on one for even the youth as well, where I'm able to help. And I just want to make sure that everyone would at least hopefully check it out. If you don't like it, that's fine, but there's no harm in checking it out. She does very good work. She's very consistent. Even on her TikTok, she's very consistent on there. She's trying to grow, and it would help if y'all could just check it out.
Thank you for that. All right, this has been wonderful. Are you ready for some brain thinking? We're gonna have some hard questions for you now.
All righty.
All right, so we're gonna jump in what I like to call the awareness question. So let's see what the question is for you today. All right, so here's your question, DJ. What are my best qualities? So what are your best qualities?
Ooh. For starters, easily, I think my hair. I love my hair. I also think I think the way I talk is also my best quality, because the fact that I'm very energetic. Very energetic, and but I think whenever I'm able to talk, I think I'm able to at least influence somebody in a good way, at least one person a small chance. I also think that my attitude on life is one of my best qualities, because it makes me like have more faith on doing the things I want to do, not the things I would like to do. It definitely changes that, and my maturity as well. Whenever there's a problem, especially school wise or friend wise or family wise, I'm able to compose myself and know what to do because I have matured so much, and to be able to not just help me, but to help others feel more calm and collected. And I think so far that's what I have at the moment. I think I have good qualities, but those are definitely my best.
Oh, great. I think you have some amazing, you're very articulate young man, and you're very wise young man. And I know you're going to move through the fears that you have, especially the one you just said earlier, which I think the better question to ask when I ask myself, why did I not want to give false hope? It was really, when I looked at it, it was like, I just don't want to be wrong. You know, that was really what it came down to. I didn't want to be wrong. So, if we let that go and always remember that our messages are just there, we don't have to make sense of them. They're not for us to, make sense to us. They're for someone else. We can just let that go. And for you guys at home, what is your best qualities? Put that in the comment section below. My best qualities, I would say, are I'm very compassionate, and I feel like I have a very unique skill of being able to hold space for both sides of the coin all the time and understand things in a much more I feel like I can understand things differently than most people. Like I can see and feel what people are saying. So if there's two people arguing, I can see both sides very, very clearly. And I feel like that's what makes me me. And I've always been that way. And like yourself, when I was very young, I would have adults come to me and ask me for advice, like at your age, and you probably have that now. So I see a lot of myself in you as well. And so I think that's what's one of my best qualities is to hold space, to be compassionate. And I have a superpower. I feel like my superpower is detachment, where I can just let things go. And that's always been my superpower. So it's like if I get mad, it's like, okay, poof. It's gone, because there's like a realization inside me that says there's no need to hold on to this. It doesn't serve my joy. It doesn't serve my future. And if I have a little statement that I say, if in 5 years this isn't going to make sense to me, then it doesn't need to be held for 5 minutes.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
I like that.
You can have it. I'll send it to you. Wonderful. So we're going to go now and do the midweek collective energy check-in. This is going to be a 2, 4, 6, 7 card reading. I don't expect you to remember all of this, DJ. It's funny because Spirit always aligns this usually with the story that is told for the night. So I'm actually looking forward to see what this message is. So just take a sit back, listen, see what resonates with you, and then I'm going to ask you for your thoughts when we come back, okay?
All right.
So I'll see you in a moment. And for you guys at home, let's see what the rest of the week's in store for us. Whoa, we are starting off strong, and I'm getting another energy buzz. There's so much energy flowing through this feed today. Let me know if you guys feel it too. Claim it. That's right. Here we have the angel Serena. I am the angel of abundance. Who doesn't love this angel already? You will receive the money that you need. Once again, absolutely in love with this angel. And God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. And DJ, do you remember the angel blessing? It was the angel faith. Have faith. That was the angel blessing we had earlier. So we are being reminded. I'm just going to show it just so you guys can remember how we started off the feed today. So this is in conjunction with have faith that the angel is going to supply you with everything you need in whatever capacity you need it right now. I'm loving this. The next card here is it's time to take action. So we know the angels are behind the scenes. They're working with us. They're aligning the people. They're bringing the situations into our life. They're making a path. They're making a way. They are the way makers for us. But in that faith, we have to take those steps. Like I said earlier, trying to relocate to Texas, I have no idea how I'm going to do it. I have $1,000 in my bank account, but I have trust that I'm going to find exactly what I need when I get there. So I have to have the faith and take action. And, you know, you guys could frame that in however it looks like in your world. But make sure that you're feeling confident enough to take that action and trust that spirit has your back, and they're trying to align you with everything that you're required to do, but you still have to take a move. All right. Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. So with that taking action, what really kind of like gets us stuck is not making plans. Okay. So it's like we get overwhelmed with the big picture, but if we just focus on the very next step, the next breath, this moment, and then only the next moment, and then you will be able to put something out that you're like, oh, this is not so scary now, because it's more, you're eating it in smaller bites. Okay. When you eat something in smaller bites, you're not overwhelmed by the vastness, the largeness, the scope of whatever this is that you feel like you're meant to do, or you're meant to receive, or you're meant to act on. Also, making these plans, it ensures that you are being physical and practical. Okay. And that's very important, to be physical and practical. And I want to say, for some of you, make sure that you're gaining as much information as you need. That way you can take the right steps in going through whatever it is this journey is for you guys as we're going into the springtime. Focusing that energy is very important, so you're not leaking your energy. And leaking your energy can look like worry, regret, remorse, anger. Those are energy leaks. Be prepared. Blessings are coming. Blessings, blessings, blessings. So there's a lot of positive news here saying that things are going to work out. There's a rainbow here. This is fortune. Allowing ourselves to be in that joy energy. If you sit with joy energy every day, no matter what it is that you're doing, it's going to put you in the right state of mind and in the right heart space to get through to whatever your focus is on. Okay. Stay focused. Don't let anything else distract you from what you're meant to do. Look at this. There's a new beginning for the collective here. This is the number 4. This is the number of stability. The number 4 is that number there. And then we have Hamera, and she's giving us the energy of rebirth. So springtime is the energy of rebirth. We have the winter leaving us. The seeds are sprouting from the ground, and the number 4 is angels are with you. So make sure you're calling upon them for help, guidance, and feelings of love and security. That way they could work around you and with you. And then we're going to go ahead now into the outcome. And the outcome is, okay, is the 8 of Swords. We're letting go of fear. We're letting go of what was holding us back. We're letting go of believing in the old. Maybe we couldn't do it. Maybe we're not old enough. Maybe we're not skinny enough. Maybe we're not talented enough. Maybe we're blah, 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 blah. Insert reason here. But either way, it's like the illusions are being released from the collective. You're going to be able to see the forest for the trees that they are, and you're being asked to let go so that way you can take those steps. And steps in stride, okay? It doesn't matter how large the step is. Even the smallest step will calibrate you close enough to the greater goal, all right? Every single step is an equal measure. So as long as you're consistent and as long as you continue to move forward, those small micro movements, they build momentum, they accumulate, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And ultimately, you are on your way to achieving what you're meant to achieve. Angel Celestina blessing the collective with creativity. I love this because it's in alignment with the card that we had today, the collective theme card earlier, which was the page of inspirations. So allow these seeds of creativity to flourish. And my beautiful angel Sarah, who's the angel of empowerment, blessing the collective with adventure. Go out, create, go into the unknown, be like DJ, and adventure. All right. Let this sink in, saturate, let it rain on you. Just let it be everything. Okay. So may that serve you, the collective, and make sure you're claiming your angels' blessings in the comment section below. They always want to work with you, but they respect your free will. So claim that. I claim that for myself. All right, DJ, we're going to bring you back on. How you feeling about this?
Really good. I like these. They're very aligned. I love them. It's not it's not like separated. They all come together over time. I love it.
Yes. So we had the Shield Maiden, which was make plans, Rainbow, which was the blessings, take action card, and the rebirth card. Oh, and then Serena, which was the one that was saying about the money and abundance.
Yeah.
Did anything particularly stand out for you in your worlds, in the world of the teenage man?
I think the creativity and adventure one, I think those two are perfect for me, at least. I know that even though I'm sheltered a lot at home, I know whenever I go out to anything like the park or the movies or just a friend's place, I'm able to be more creative, especially outside. I mean, I will be able, especially springtime coming up. That means higher temperatures. That means the pool is going to be open. So I'll be able to refresh. I'm able to ground more. I'll be able to walk outside more with my shoes off. Of course, unless it's too hot, I can't really walk on the ground. But I love grounding, and that because that builds my energy, and that builds my creativity. And I'm gonna have more time with that when I adventure more. I just love those two. Those two are my favorite.
Yes, and they're blessing cards. So they're not even like messages. Those are like literally coming into your energy fields. Oh, sorry about that. And those are angel. I was talking to myself. Those are angel blessing cards that are actually being expedited into your energy field as we speak. And so do you claim that for yourself?
Oh, I claim that. I claim
let's
it.
go. I'm going to claim that for you too. I know that's right. So DJ, is there anything you want to drop off while you're here? I'm just moving cameras around. Is there anything you want to drop off while you're here? And by that, oops, hold on. And by that, I mean, is there a message, or if there's something that you feel like you went through that you want to share with somebody else? Is there any kind of message that you want to give the collective from your perspective that you feel like people should know about maybe this world, or working with the spirits, or if they're real or if they're not real? Like, is there anything you want to say?
I actually love this because I've always planned on saying something at least kind of motivational, and this is finally my chance. But for me, I think just for anyone, especially younger people, not just teens, not just kids, but also young adults trying to like figure out who they are, spiritual or not even a spiritual way, just figure out what you want to do. It's okay. I understand, you feel like, oh, there's a standard I have to live on. I have to live up to my family's expectation, my friends' expectation, all that. No, you don't want to live for other people's expectation. You want to live for your expectations. What do you want to do? And if that's what you want to do, you go for it. So what if they don't entirely agree for it? If they love you, they are going to stick by your side no matter what. And if you have strong faith for that, you have strong faith in yourself. So just go for what you want. Go for it.
Wow. And what about those people who have fear to go for it, DJ?
Like I said before, I believe we'll have another chance. So if you're gonna go for it, now's the chance. You really don't want to
now or never.
Never want to live with regret, especially let's say like a sport. Over time, once you get older, you won't have that chance anymore because it's too physical. Your health might not be the same. So if you want to do that sport, or if you want to do that hobby, art, paint, coding, tech, all that, just take it now. And if you don't like it, you could take that step back. If you don't like it, you could go back. But might as well take a chance now than regret without having the chance later.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you on that. And those were definitely inspiring words. And those are words I definitely live by, because if anybody follows me in here, you guys know I just bounce everywhere. I'm just like, risk it all. And I love to say, big risk, DJ, bigger reward. Big risk, bigger reward. And I live by that. Absolutely live by that. I think you're a stunning human being. Your mom is doing a phenomenal job raising such an admirable, wonderful, articulate young man. I can't wait to see what is in your future. I know this will just be one show of many, many shows that you're going to be on. As a matter of fact, hold on. I want to pull an angel card for you. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miracles to appear.
Now look at that. Look how aligned that is.
That is for you. And I know you have a tremendous bright future. And I can't wait to see what unfolds for you. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. I'm going to pop you in the back room. I'll see you guys in a moment. And for everybody else at home, make sure you smash those hearts down there for DJ, that you've liked and subscribed, so that way you guys can see every supernatural story time that we have every Wednesday night. Understanding that Sunday nights is our horoscope night. Also, we're going to have that uplifting question to learn about yourself. Each episode includes an energy clearing. That way you can start off your days nice and strong. And then in the midweek, pick you right back up again. And if you have any story you want to share with us, make sure you're emailing us at divineencounters@e360tv.com, because I want to know about it. Now let's wrap this episode up in the fashionable style that we do, con mucho amor. Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email divineencounters@e360tv.com, and together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor. Wisdom comes in all shapes, ways, and forms, and this 15-year-old young man is no different. I hope you take something away from this episode today, is to be fearless, to risk it all, to be the best version of yourselves. That way you are not living a life of regret, but living a life that is full of joy, adventure, and possibility. This has been a beautiful moment that I was able to share with you all. And thank you so much for being here. I do these episodes from the bottom of my heart, raising the vibrational frequency of the collective. You are all wonderful works of art and masterpieces in the making. So don't ever forget that you have an opportunity every single day to get up, strive to do better, to be better, to do more, to create divine experiences. May you all go forward in love, light, and wisdom, to know thyself, to love thyself, and remember the divine always has your back. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels normal, just remember. Just remember.